Hello! Here's another broad assortment of general Bible trivia. How well will you do? Well, let's find out. Question 1. The love of money is the root of happiness, all evil, many possessions, or much wealth. And the love of money is the root of all evil, according to 1 Timothy chapter 6. Question 2. Who found honey inside the body of a dead lion? Was that Jonah, Samson, David, or Ruth? And that was Samson in Judges chapter 14. Question 3. What prophet's sons were greedy and took bribes? Was that Joshua's, Elisha's, Nathan's, or Samuel's? And according to 1 Samuel chapter 8, that was Samuel's sons. Question 4. What did Jonah encourage the crewmen on the boat to do to him? Was it tie him up, kill him, help him to drop the lifeboat, or throw him overboard? And he encouraged them to throw him overboard in the first chapter of Jonah. Question 5. What did God do in response as Hezekiah wept to God in prayer? Did he heal him, kill his enemies, or raise his child from the dead? And God healed Hezekiah in 2 Kings chapter 20. Question 6. Who responded to Daniel's prayer of confession? Was that the Lord himself, the angel Michael, the angel Gabriel, or the king Darius? And that was the angel Gabriel in the 9th chapter of Daniel. Question 7. When Israel wandered in the wilderness, what sign did God give them of his going before them at night? Was it a pillar of fire, a cloud, bright stars, or meteors across the heavens? And that was a pillar of fire in Exodus chapter 13. Question 8. What did the prophet say the moon would turn into before the great and notable day of the Lord? Was it cheese, ash, blood, or vapor? And according to Acts chapter 2, the moon would turn into blood. Question 9. Who was the king that had engines to shoot arrows installed on the walls of Jerusalem? Was that Obadiah, Uzziah, Hezekiah, or Jedediah? And the arrow-shooting machines were installed by Uzziah in 2 Chronicles chapter 26. Question 10. Moses went down from the mountain to the people. He consecrated the people, and they did what to their clothes? Did they tear them, wash them, repair them, or change them? And they washed them in Exodus chapter 19. Question 11. How many changes of clothing did Samson say that he would give the Philistines if they could answer his riddle? Was that 5, 10, 20, or 30 changes of clothing? And they could have a month's worth of 30 in Judges chapter 14. Question 12. Another proverb tells us, better is little with the fear of the Lord than great treasure which will not be inherited by one's grandchildren, or and trouble therewith, or great treasure with wickedness, or great treasure which is carried away into captivity. and it's better to have little with the fear of the Lord than great treasure and trouble therewith, according to Proverbs chapter 15. Question 13. Paul stood before Felix and shared with him in 3 areas concerning the Christian faith. There's temperance, and which 2 others? Was it love and peace, the resurrection and the ascension of the Lord, salvation and deliverance, or righteousness and the judgment to come? And Paul shared temperance, righteousness, and the judgment to come in Acts chapter 24. Question 14. When Elijah's servant went to look for a cloud the 7th time, he saw one. What did he describe it as to Elijah? Was it a man's hand, an old man's head, a horse's head, or great darkness? And that was a cloud that looked like a man's hand in 1 Kings chapter 18. Question 15. In the parable of the tares and the wheat, what was the end of the world likened to? Was it a pruning hook, the sheaves of wheat, the harvest, or the winnowing fork? And the end of the world is like the harvest in Matthew chapter 13. And question 16. Ecclesiastes tells us, the beginning of the words of a fool's mouth is foolishness, and the end of his talk is it idle gossip? Even worse, mischievous madness or slander. And the end is mischievous madness in Ecclesiastes chapter 10. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. It wasn't too hard, was it? Until next time, goodbye and God bless.